Bing, we're live. It's Local Sport Retrospective.
It's
Sam and Zmago are here. Sorry, Zmago, what were you saying?
Nothing. My daughter here is saying something.
No worries. Yeah, well, I'm just going to bring up the
just a moment.
No problem. The retrospective board here. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. I'm going to delete the usual blank YouTube link there. Yeah. So, did you have a chance? Did you have a chance to add anything to the?
No. I just go to. I read about it, but
read the previous ones.
Yeah.
Do you want to? I can type in quickly. Is there anything you want to add to the struggles, successes or suggestions components of the retrospective?
No. I was just I want just to ask some things for I grab this this task that the volunteer opportunities wants to have a different locations.
Right.
I start to working on that.
Yeah. Now that one. Well, let's. You put a new pull. There's a new pull request from. Well, okay. No. Right. This was we merged one from you, which I can't immediately find. But anyway, yeah, you're just telling me that you started on a new. Let's find. I also go here. Come on. Yeah, you're just telling me that we went to. You've started a new one, something? This one? No.
Just a moment.
Yes, volunteer location different.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've started looking at that.
Yeah, I actually start to coding, but I have a few questions. I will share screen.
Well, I guess before you dive into that,
yeah.
Shall we do the retrospective?
Okay, no problem.
And then we'll come to that. Yeah. So I mean, the struggles. I mean, for me, overall, it was kind of a good week. We wrestled with a few bits and pieces. I guess I have this ongoing issue that because there's a lot of people who are working on local support, a lot of pull requests. It's easy for me to spend a lot of time on local support when probably I should be working on some other things as well. But that's my problem. Did you have anything that you were struggling with that you want to mention?
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Well, that was this. You merged this VCR stuff.
Right.
So for now, that's why I see Marcelo have some issues, but
yeah, he's having some other things. I mean, for you and I, it all seems to be running okay. The CI is okay. So
only I don't know. Maybe it's some spec. Maybe it's some timing issues or something.
Yeah.
I run one time and it's failed, and I run another time and it's passed. So maybe it's sometime.
Yeah, I mean, actually adding it to the struggles, one thing that we did have, I mean, I was struggling with this week was, we had with the intermittent failures. I have made a series of minor adjustments to the way in which the Cucumber steps are working with Capybara to try and, when JavaScript is being used, after it's doing things that involve JavaScript on the page, to do like a little waiting thing using expect page to have CSS, which apparently is the way to do it. And since I put the last one through, I haven't seen any more intermittent failures, but maybe that's because activity has gone down. So that's definitely something to watch out for. I mean, with Marcelo, I was suggesting to him that I think that he should check out a completely clean instance, because he's been working on it a lot, whatever. Who knows what other bits and files and so on he's got going on. But yeah. Anyway, that's struggles. Moving on to successes, I think, we're very pleased now that the Puffing Billy VCR thing seems to be working. I mean, there's a question about are the JavaScript timing issues completely locked down, but that's definitely a big success from this week. Also with Yana, working with Yana this week, we got the Do It branch green. She had been having some weird coveralls issues restarting in a new branch. seem to fix that, and we have an element there that's we're well on the way for that. The big thing from the client meeting was I need to get that up on a Heroku instance for her to see. I wonder if I should. I'm just thinking maybe I should say to Yana, should she suggest that she try a deploy. I don't know if she's got any more time this week, but we'll just say, Yana, BTW should try a Heroku deploy for your branch. Sometime. Anyway, also we had the text retro, which was on Monday, and that seemed to work reasonably well. So, I mean, this is the funny thing about this whole, Hangouts. It's like right now you and I can chat, and that's great. But so then the things that we discuss, other people need to watch the video in order to sort of see it. And in some ways, if we do it with a text as like John and I did on Monday, then it's much easier for other people to scan and kind of come up to speed with. And yeah, difficult. I think I've got a ticket kind of open on website 1 for this, is like, in the ideal world, we'd have some kind of bot that was translating what we were saying directly into text. And so we'd have like a transcript of the retro, and it would kind of like, there'd be, as well as a live video feed, there'd be a live text feed, and then we'd have exactly that text feed as well for people to share who didn't want to watch the videos. But anyway, that was good. We've got the local support chat channel seems to be working. Yeah,
it's cool because it's not polluted with this notification and
seems to be working well. And then finally we've got this. I mean, it needs to be linked into the rest of our repo and all this, that, and the other. But we've got this. Where's it gone? We've got now the docs directory with a README here. Did you see this?
No, actually no.
Yeah. So this is just. I mean, I think you kind of. It's not going to be. I think you kind of know the things. I mean, it's just trying to describe particularly for new people coming into the projects, basic things like we're working branches on develop, do a fork, make sure to sync to your upstream, and then mentioning these things about using the IDs from Pivotal in the branch name, and then also in the sort of commit messages and so on. And then we've got also about, some notes on when using feature flags. Oh, that's too, there's 1 there. But so I'm just reflecting, like, what we actually say in the main README at the moment is it says we've got installation notes. Anyway, once we're happy with, we should sort of relink all these things up and this, that, and other. It needs a big review. I'm going to add a chore there, actually, maybe we should have a chore which is like review which documentation we are pointing everyone to. Oh, hey, Jean-Pierre, how you doing?
Fine.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, we're just working through I've lost the player right here. That's so. Yeah, we need to. I'm just making a little note here about trying to consolidate main README. Should point to the and Thomas is here as well. Hey, Thomas. Is that Thomas or am I? Thomas is there, frozen in time. Frozen in time. We need a Time Lord. Where's the Doctor when you need him? The Daleks are coming. The Daleks. I think Thomas.
Can you hear me, guys?
We can, yes. Yes. You might want to turn your video off. Yeah, we can. Yeah. Well, so it's local support retrospective. Let's go. I was just making a little note there about updating the documentation on local support. Going back to the retrospective. Yeah, we just finished the successes, struggles. Thomas, you haven't been working on local support, but Jean-Pierre, did you want to add any struggles or successes that have, for you recently with local support?
Well, I didn't have much time to work on that, but I found today that your the documentation you've added for where is it?
Well, it's this one here. Yeah, the development process. I mean, this is
the development process is great. Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's helpful. Yeah, we've just started that. I mean, it's a draft. Yeah, what we're just saying here is we need to link that into the rest of the documentation, make that easier to find, and so on. But that looks like that gets a +1 from you. Also, yeah, we've got you in the. Did you have any feelings on this new local support chat channel that we created? Was that very confusing, or does that seem like a good thing to you?
Well, what is confusing is that I missed that, and I was looking at the old channel with a lot of stuff of this new tool you put that comments the hound stuff, and wow, it was like full of stuff that I didn't care a lot for.
Yes, indeed. So now that you know where the new chat channel is that, does it seem like, I mean, that's the idea is that we leave the local support channel for, it's like the activity log basically on what's happening. And I've like Hound, you know, I put a default thing in. I've added in like a whole style guide thing that now Hound, it should be saying much less. And then we have local support chat as the kind of central place for just us to all chat about everything. Does that seem like a reasonable? Obviously, it's a shame that you didn't know about it earlier, but now does that setup seem reasonable, Jean-Pierre?
Yes, maybe you could have done it the other way, like doing another channel for the message.
Absolutely. Well, so for example, yeah, for website 1, the integrations are all in a separate channel. Like we have website 1, and then they're in a separate channel. But yeah, I sort of tried it this way around because partly path of least resistance. I did this because if I created a new channel and I had to move all the notifications across, that would represent a big chunk of work. And then it's sort of like by doing this one, I now know the people who are actually paying attention. So with these people who've actually moved over, we now have an individual channel that has, you know, the people who are sort of somewhat engaged, and so that was part of my ulterior motive for getting that. But we could easily rename these channels, and we could rename local support chat as local support, and then we could rename this one as notifications if people felt that was a good idea.
No, it's okay like that. It's just that if you missed it, you look at a channel that is not really meaningful. Well, meaningful in a way, but you see no people. Just see notifications. So. Indeed,
which could indeed have been was obviously disconcerting for you, and so my apologies in that regard. I noticed that I have in local support. I feel like what I should immediately do, of course, here is a channel topic this is we should say like notifications channel see local support chat for chat with humans, and there we go. Yeah, that's what the channel topic will be. Okay. Right. Cool. Coming back to here. Yeah. So Hound. Yeah. Jana mentioned in a feedback session that was, you know, not ideal that it came in. However, I would also put it in successes in that we did, Jana and I, have a good refactoring session based upon, you know, the Hound comments. Yeah. I guess you guys haven't yet encountered, or I mean, clearly what Jean-Pierre was saying there is that, you know, lots of Hound notifications on sort of relatively trivial things in local support was not very interesting. I guess you guys haven't necessarily encountered Hound on the local support pull requests yet. Do you have any feelings about code style checkers, one way or the other?
I don't have a lot of feeling. It seems nice though, but
yeah. Oh. Yes, I mean, if it was like, you might say, no, we hated it. No, must get rid of it. Anyway, let's give it a. You know, I think it's through my work with Makers Academy, I've got quite detailed knowledge of how to adjust the settings so the Hound uses Rubicop. So we've got this Rubicop file now, and we've got quite fine-grained control of all of the different settings. This all comes from the Ruby style guide.
But this just works when you do a pull request?
Yeah, the way it's set up is that basically when you do a pull request, you'll get comments on the pull request.
Okay, so you cannot get the comments before.
Well, you can get the comments before the pull request if you run Rubicop locally.
Okay.
So, for example, if you I mean, that's the kind of thing that we could add to the engineering. We can run, for example, Rubicop here from the command line. I mean, the interesting thing here is that Rubicop here will run this on the entire project rather than just on your pull requests. So,
but can't you enable Rubicop in a service if you run Travis on your own repo?
You could be, yes, you could be if you were doing your own pull requests locally. I mean, I would say in some ways I'd encourage people to just get the pull requests in early and make the fixes there. It's kind of yeah. I mean, I think that ideally we would be set up so that the entire project code would be adjusted so that we didn't have, like an outstanding nearly 3,000 offenses throughout the entire thing, and then you'd be able to run it locally on your changes, and it would be much easier. But that's let's turn that into. So I think we've got action items there. Oh, of course, action items. Rats! I should have been reviewing the previous action items. So action items, we've got like Hound, like Rubicop. How to run before submitting pull request. So we've got potential issues there, for which include running locally, setting up on your own repo. There's something to consider. What that reminds me is that I haven't pulled over the action item from the previous retrospective, which is of course what we should always do first before going in. But actually. So I'm pleased to see that we do now have a mechanism for listing the small tasks. We have this up for grabs label in the system, so we can see here. Yeah, basically these are all stories that have said good introductory stories for people to start with, and we are also now listed in the up for grabs website. And if we look in here, we can find local support. Yay! Here we are, local support, and you can link through into our. We've got our 3 up for grabs issues in the thing, and then I've done this little hack where I say, aha, you've seen these up for grabs issues here, but come to the Bivol tracker to find other up for grabs issues. So we'll see if anybody ever comes in through there. But we have at least reviewed. That was our previous action item. So we've got this anyway. We've got a new action item here. Anything else we should say about Hound and Rubicop? That's a good suggestion, Thomas. If not, we'll move on from. I think we've covered struggles and successes. I had a few suggestions. Oh, go on. Which are, I've been encouraging people to do some more pairing. I think I may need to take a week off of local support at some point in order to get other things done, but I won't do that immediately. And yeah, we do have a number of stories. We've got a few more stories have come into the system, so that's something if we had time now we might do a quick bit of voting on. But maybe before we do that, does anybody else care to say anything else about how things have been going, or have any suggestions or action items or things we should change in the project going forward?
Well, you could change time zone.
Change time zone? Oh, me personally? Well, that's always an option, yes. Yes, it's okay.
I'm not in the proper time zone, so
yeah,
it's very hard to pair when you don't have. I could pair at 1 a.m. at your time.
Right, or what you could do. Now, where are you in Montreal, Jean-Pierre?
Yes.
Yes, you could encourage other people in Montreal to get involved in the project, and then you would have more people in the time zone to pair with. How about that? Yes.
Yes, but I don't know many people that work in this line. I come from another world where.
I see. Well, maybe not in Montreal. I guess it's like how to meet other people who are on the east coast of the US. I mean, the interesting thing is, you're in Montreal. You're in the same time zone as John Morbacher and Marion Mosley. I mean, the thing to do actually on that note is that John Morbacher was just starting to talk about. I just mentioned you in a pull request he's talking about some refactoring, and yeah, so he's talking about refactoring some things related to this building the map markers, and he was just saying that his ability to refactor is blocked by the way round that we're doing it, and he wants to experiment with having the JavaScript fetch the marker payloads from JSON endpoints. And this is the Ajax thing that you were also talking about, isn't it?
Yes.
So I've mentioned that here. So maybe you might like to try and hook. He's in your time zone, so
Okay.
maybe you'd like to hook up with him for some pairing activity. We shall
Okay.
see. Yeah. Cool. Two developer docs. That's what I want to add. Okay, so that's the retro. I know Zmago had some things he wanted to show me, and do you want to just start showing them to me, Zmago, so I can help you with
Yes.
that? Jean-Pierre, if you've got some stuff that you wanted to show me and need help with, thank you so much, by the way, Jean-Pierre, for sending that information to the Do It people. They haven't, managed to get. We haven't had any like substantive response from them yet, but I really appreciate you making the effort there. Zmago, did you want to share your screen?
Yep.
And while you're doing it, Thomas, anything to contribute? I guess you're just sort of like hanging out for fun.
Yeah, well, partially I had a few moments over like 15 minutes before a meeting, so I just thought I'd pop in. But I also wanted to say that I kind of fit the issue with Farm. It's the gem file that is not loaded. That's it.
Okay, Thomas, your audio is now breaking up. You're talking about some issue with the gem file. I can't really hear you. Maybe you'll tell us about that in text chat. I think since the audio is breaking up, we'll go to Zmago. Yeah, so sorry, Zmago, you want to see?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you're looking at like, this issue about volunteer
Yeah.
locations being different from the location of the organization.
Yeah, I added the checkbox, which will be default to
Oh, okay.
check.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a description or something. Is this opportunity local? Yes, it is. Zack, and
Yes,
then if it's unchecked, this window will open or something.
Okay.
Or what? It's the idea of.
Yeah.
And another question is, probably you want the marker to go on this location.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
What is this?
Whatever. Yeah, like a street name.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you're describing there, absolutely, yes. The ability to just have a default that it's the same location as the organization, but
yeah,
the opportunity to add a different address if you want to. That sounds exactly like the right thing.
And you want this? This was only this question. I was thinking. We have this. There is a location of the organization. No? Do you know that? Do you want that this marker is on this location, or there's another marker or another, I don't know, a blue marker, which will?
Right. You could have like one. You could have two markers. You could have one for the organization and another one for the actual location of the.
This was a question.
It's probably simpler to have just the location of the actual opportunity. I mean, one assumes that probably the situation for this is that just, there'll be maybe an organization whose actual address is somewhere quite far away, and what they want is for people who are interested in the volunteer opportunity to go to a particular location in order to volunteer. So it would make sense, I think, probably to have a single marker that's
with the opportunity location,
and then people can click through to the organization to get the location of the organization if they need it. I mean, the thing to be aware here is that we've got all this new stuff coming through on the thing that Jana is working on, and so which has got some new icons and some new bits and pieces, and it's also the stuff that Jean-Pierre and John Morbacher are sort of talking about. So just be aware that this is a part of the code base in terms of displaying markers for volunteer things that might get it is already quite busy. So I would say, I mean, I think the way you've interpreted the story is correct. I think that that all looks, superficially looks good to me. What I would do is check out and run Jana's branch. Have you seen the pull requests?
No.
Yeah, I would say before you do a lot more work on this one, I would like pull out. You can like add her as a remote and pull out this branch and run this branch for yourself locally and see like what's happening there and what's going on, because it's kind of that's the thing that's probably the highest priority for the client at the moment. And so whatever you do there will need to integrate and work well with this one here from Jana. So I mean, I'm hoping that this one we can pull in very soon, and then you can maybe build on top of it.
Oh, okay, okay. No problem.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, and so anyway, I'd say first thing, have a look at it. Oh, sorry, I'm just. Hello. Hello. Sorry about that. No, it's just that time of day when they do junk calls. Okay. Did you have any other questions, Mago, or is that
No,
you?
no, that was
Yeah.
This was it.
Great. And well, I think that's an important coordination point there. Jean-Pierre, did you have any questions about anything that you need help with or concerned about?
No, I just look into the up for grabs. I just solved a small one.
Did you? Wonderful.
I was just wonder, and I would just want to play with the how you get this integrated.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen 2 lines in a simple.
Yeah. Okay. So you're about to open a pull request for that? Is that the plan?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a plan. Well, I will follow the guide you have written.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing the pull request and giving you feedback on that. I notice also another thing that's happening. Actually, I probably should mention is that Heroku is sunsetting some of the old versions of Ruby, and so it is that we've got here now actually a passing pull request here that upgrades us to version 2.3, which is probably something we should just do. He's put work in progress on that. I guess I'll just comment on here, Johnny. This looks good now, at least. That's on green. Have you tested? Screen. Have you tested manually? I guess we should get this out and deployed soon. And there's some nice bits with the new Ruby 2.3 syntax. There's some nice bits of cleanup that I think we could probably do. So just be aware that that's something as well coming through. Is this upgrade to a new version of Ruby that hopefully will be relatively smooth, but something to be aware of. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think that's the pull request. Anything else that we need to sort out for the local support project today?
No, I just about your upgrade to Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently, it seems, the only fan of C9 of Cloud9.
Oh well, I'm a big fan of C9. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
I'm currently doing most of my work on C9 because it's easier than putting up a Ubuntu box and stuff like that. And currently the pre-installed version of Ruby is 2.2.1.
Yeah.
And as I've noticed before, if I want to install another version, I get not enough space to run Cloud9.
Okay.
So just like that. But I can go back to the emulated Ubuntu machine.
Well,
just like that.
Well, that might be. I mean, I think we're not under a requirement that we necessarily go with 2.3. And that's something I could mention to John. Go on.
No, but you can try it because maybe 2.3 the code will work on 2.2.1 as well. No.
It might well, but if we put that in the gem file, then locking to it. I guess
I have this problem. You have 2.0.0 in the gem file,
right?
And I'm running 2.2.1. But every time I fetch, I just change the gem file, change the numbers. So it's just a small hassle, and I leave it like that. And
fair enough. Is the default Ruby version on C9? Maybe we should go there first. Anyway, we're going to have a discussion about that. Yes, good point. Go on.
But as I told you, maybe it will work well enough on 2.2.1 if you go to 2.3. I mean,
Yeah,
depending
yeah,
on what have changed and what you
well, I mean, that would be the
use.
thing. It would be, if we started introducing features that were specific to 2.3, then that would create problems for C9. But yeah, interesting point.
And I don't know when C9 will upgrade its default or
No.
its
Yeah.
pre-installed version. I think nobody knows,
Yeah, something to consider. Zmago, what system are you working on? Are you on a Windows machine or a OS?
No, I actually at the working on C9 and at home on Ubuntu.
Okay, yeah, there you go, Jean-Pierre.
On,
So Zmago
yeah.
also on C9.
But
Okay.
I have this subscription, paying subscription. So
For C9.
yeah, so I have a lot of space, and I have no
Mm.
problem to.
Okay, but
Mm.
you can install it. If you use the pre-installed Ruby version, you won't go out of phase because all the Ruby code is not really installed in your
Yeah, but
memory. It's
Jean-Pierre,
just pointers.
Zmago is saying that he has a premium version of C9, so that
Oh,
he has even more space than the
oh,
free instance.
okay, I did not understand.
No, interesting, but valuable to have the discussion. I mean, I guess also, Jean-Pierre, I mean, you were saying like free at 1 a.m. for pairing. Are you free now for pairing?
Yes.
Yeah, and well, I don't know. I mean, I've got another meeting to run, but you and Zmago could do a little bit of well, if you wanted to do your first pull request with someone who's got a lot of experience of pull requests. Zmago is, has done a lot of them. So,
Okay, but it's just a simple stuff.
oh well, but still, sometimes it's fun to do it with other people, just to make it not so lonesome. I better know, Zmago, are you free now? Or are you going to run off?
Yeah, I'm free actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna I'll probably just take a little break here and try and do a couple of things that I need to do, and then in 10 minutes I was just gonna like open another Hangout, which could be for the Agile Ventures people connecting and just sort of talking about how Agile Ventures has been going this week. How many people we'll have for that, I don't know, but so I'm around. But yeah, you guys feel free to chat and hang out. Just because I go doesn't mean the party has to stop. Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right. So, well, maybe I'll stop the broadcast and leave you guys to chat. Just particularly since you're both users of C9 or what have you. And I'll be online for another half an hour or so if you need help on Slack. But otherwise, I will catch you on Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.